It's Under the Bed with Dev.
Hello there. It's time for another video with Under the Bed with Dev. I know it's been a while. It's pretty much been like a year. Also ignore the crickets in the background if you hear any. There's crickets in the background apparently. And I think this topic is going to be about millennials. Yay! I have so many issues, especially this last few months. It's just been piling up and up and up, and they're really getting on my nerves. And when I mean we, I mean myself, because apparently I'm a millennial as well. So yay! I feel like for a while there was kind of this time period where it wasn't that big of an issue and I could kind of continue my life without being constantly bombarded with emojis. I think one of the biggest reasons why I have issues with millennials is how they view themselves in the world and how they view the generation or basically anyone around them. They think they're so self-entitled, and it drives me absolutely insane when I see this in the real world. I think a huge reason because of this is the parents that we have nowadays. They're so anxious to make sure that they have raised their children correctly, but by doing so I feel like they're I think the term helicopter parenting really comes into effect here. If you've ever seen anyone like that, we have these parents that are so anxious of screwing up and making their kids like these complete failures that they step on their kids' feet and they completely guide them in every single direction. Even simple things like genders. I've heard like these stupid stories now where the freaking kid, when he's born, has a penis, okay? And they will not say that it's a boy because, oh, we don't know yet. We don't know what gender the child is yet because, you know, it's too early to tell. And this huge Twitter war on the internet now because they don't want to put a gender on the freaking identity that the government is asking for them to put. So they're like, this is censorship and this is sexism and all this crap. And it's just like, hey lady, pretty much the majority of people, if they have a penis, are straight and they like females, you know? And being transgender even, which is this lady's issue that I'm talking about specifically in this case, is even more unlikely. So when we have these people that are just being super censoring literally everything because they don't want to offend anybody, as a result, they're actually offending a huge amount of people, and they're gonna screw up their kid. No, guide your kid in the proper direction that 90% of other children have. You don't have to bend them in this weird diluted way so that you can fit your own agenda. Oh god, Snapchat. Which is basically pretty much, I think it's like, if you ever seen YouTube vloggers, I can't stand YouTube vloggers, and how they always have to be sending a video every single day about their life, and it's always this weird outlook of everything's positive, they're always smiling, they're always happy, and it's so obviously fake, but people somehow like that. I don't get it. People like that. So we're getting the same sort of thing with Snapchat when kids are trying to do the exact same thing with their everyday life. They're sending pictures like hourly intervals, like every single few hours they'll send an image on Snapchat and it'll be them smiling with a stupid dog filter or something like that, and it's just like, it's non-stop, it's bombardment of these crappy pictures all the time, just non-stop. It's their entire life are these pictures, and it's just like, you're not a celebrity, okay? You're a child. Learn to communicate without the use of pictures, alright? It's not that hard, and you know what? Not everyone's life is perfect. You don't have to prove to everybody that you have this perfect life. They'll do things that are so narcissistic, like they'll take a picture of themselves and put a quote like, look how attractive I am today, it's amazing. And that sort of ego type mentality drives me crazy. And then the majority of people reply with, well, if you hate Snapchat so much, why do you use it? And it's like, well, for one, I don't use it, but literally 90% of millennials use this app for basic communication, and it drives me insane. Like basic communication. They'll send Snapchats when they're on the toilet, even. Even the smallest sexual desire will be Snapchatted, or if they're going to Walmart, Snapchatted. It's like everything must be documented at all times. If they're going to the gym, they must prove that they're going to the gym, so they must document the entire how they're doing their pull-ups and every single step, and just it drives me crazy. It gives me a headache just thinking about it. Learn to communicate. Stop going in this echo chamber of constantly trying to prove yourself. You know, it's like you're I think it does all come back to the same topic I was just talking about, and that's the parents. And it comes to things like they're so sensitive that they do not want to hurt their kids' feelings. Hurting your kids' feelings is the worst thing in the world because they can never recover. They'll inherently just get PTSD right like that. Just instant PTSD. There you go. And it comes to the point where there's things like participation trophies. Trophies for participating. Have you ever heard of that? In school they do this, where they'll send out trophies, you know, to the best people, you know, like the first, second, third, or whatever, if you're doing a sports day type thing. But because they don't want to hurt the poor children and their feelings, they'll send another trophy to all the other kids, calling participation trophies. A trophy for participating. Do we really need to have that much of a focus on not hurting their feelings? Like, it's okay to lose. You don't have to win every single time. It's okay to sometimes be bad at a game, okay? And I think those are basic human skills. To be okay with losing and to actually be able to handle the feeling of maybe not being the best in the group, you know? I think these participation trophies are just scapegoats for really bad parenting, you know, that don't want to talk to their kids about anything. They just want to give them a stupid iPad and have them stare at it for hours. And back to the situation at hand, I think a huge part of this is not being skeptical. I think a lot of millennials and younger people in general and stuff like that are just very much whatever gets handed to them, they'll agree with it unless it goes against their bias. Like if someone tells them that GMO in your Subway, in your tuna melt Starbucks sandwich is going to give you cancer. And like, oh my god, Trissa, thank you for telling me, I almost died. And they'll never eat anything with GMOs or go on a strict organic diet, which by the way doesn't necessarily mean it doesn't have GMOs in it. But, you know, it's just like very simple things like vaccination. They're like, I don't want to get autism, I'm not going to get a vaccine, like things like this. And it's like, do your research, be critical, don't take everything for granted, learn how science works, and use it, you know? I feel like we're going back into kind of like a primitive species almost. Have you ever seen the movie WALL-E, and you know those the people on the big ship, the Axiom or whatever, and they're in like these giant these floating wheelchair things, and they're just getting everything like spoon-fed to them almost, you know, and they're just getting these, they're just super fat and ignorant, and they follow their little set path of what to do every single day, you know, and they don't think for themselves. They do the same routine every single day, and it's all about proving to themselves that they're worth it, you know? And I feel like that's becoming more and more of a reality, and it's scary. It is. It's like how much longer until we get freaking wheelchairs, you know, delivered to our doors because we're too special to walk, you know? We don't want to get, you know what? They'll make up some sort of bullcrap response to it and be like, did you know that the African slave laborers or some sort of crap, they'll be like the slave masters who tortured the Africans that brought them over here, guess what? They were standing. So, do you really want to be like a Nazi? Nazis standed. Look at this. And they'll have circular reasoning logic like that to back up their claims. And they'll be like, and this is why I am allowed to bring my dog into restaurants, because it helps me, okay? And it's like, I'm allergic to wheat, so I can't have anything that is like, do you really know you're allergic to wheat? Do you really know that you have this, and that disease? Do you really think this? Have you been tested? No, I was self-diagnosed. It's like, but no, you can't self-diagnose yourself for something that serious as a dietary change. Things like that drive me insane because it actually takes away from people that actually have issues. People that do need dietary needs. People that actually have gluten intolerances. Not because it's a trend, but because they actually can't eat it without having diarrhea for 3 weeks, you know? Stuff like that. It's just like, think with your minds. This video has become 10 minutes long. I'm just about done. I'm stressed out now because of this video. Cheers. I don't know. I guess I'm British now. I don't know what to say. I haven't uploaded a video in a long time, and we'll see by the responses of this video, if you know what, I'm gonna make any more videos. Click any of my other crap. It's crap, just like this video is. Everything is crap that I make, but I still upload it because why not?